Wait me, don't you?
Tune in to Kons Podcast.
Kons
Wait me,
Podcast. Hit that like button.
Wait me,
Subscribe
don't
and
you?
share.
Wait me, don't you?
Constant content.
Wait me, don't you? Wait me, don't you?
Motherfucking podcast.
So first up, J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole got an album. A lot of people were speculating whether it's going to be a double album or just a regular album, but now it is seemed to be confirmed that it's going to be PlayStation. PlayStation got a new concept. They put a patent out on the new controller. You know what I'm saying? Apparently it's going to be all touch. It ain't going to be no buttons on there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a fully touch screen. Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar definitely swept the Grammys again. You know what I'm saying? With awards, he has definitely now have topped Jay-Z. Shout out to Kendrick. It ain't no surprise that he's sweeping the Grammys, you know what I'm saying, with his music and everything he did from that beef, you know what I mean? Some will still say and give Drake his credit for elevating Kendrick. Got new information on this David character, you know what I mean? This David character who had the girl named Celeste Rivas that was found in the front, you feel me, of the Tesla, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What is going on? You know what I'm saying? What is happening? You feel me? Back on this good Monday. You know what I mean? It is February 2nd. You know what I mean? 12 in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? On this good fun Monday. Hope everybody had a cool weekend. You know what I mean? Hope you did what you wanted to do at the end of your work week. You know what I'm saying? Hope you balled out, partied out, smoked out, drank out, whatever it is that you wanted to do after your long work week. You know what I'm saying? I hope you had a cool weekend. You feel me? But yeah, I've been gone like all last week. I ain't recorded nothing. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get no episode from me. You know what I mean? It was just a lot going on mentally. You know what I'm saying? A lot going on in my life. You know what I mean? My living room was full to the max. You know what I mean? Didn't really have a recording area. And I wasn't really mentally ready to record in my room or record at all. You know what I mean? So that's why y'all didn't see me for a whole week. You know what I mean? But I am back today with some fresh topics for you. You know what I'm saying? Got about 4 topics for you. You know what I mean? That we're going to touch on today. You know what I'm saying? If this your first time here, you know what I mean? It's your first episode. It's your first time tuning in. I don't know why it would be your first time. You know what I'm saying? Being that this is episode 356. You know what I mean? But this is your first time. You know what I mean? This is where we go over the news, go over the headlines, go over whatever headlines you might have seen, whether you logged on to MSNBC, Google News, Yahoo News, Hip Hop DX, whatever news or headlines, wherever you get your headlines, probably touching on 1, 2, or 3 of them right here on Kons Podcast. You know what I mean? So don't forget to tell a friend and share it out to all your homies, family members, friends, gang members, whoever. You know what I mean? Let them know about Kons Podcast. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got a few topics for today. You know what I mean? Just a few little topics for today. We're going to touch on these 4 topics. You know what I mean? We're going to touch on this J. Cole album. We'll also touch on this new concept for a controller for PlayStation. Also going to touch on Kendrick Lamar and them Grammys last night, and also some new information on the artist, the TikTok star David, who had the situation with the girl who was found in the trunk of his Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Got some new info on that. You feel me? But yeah, without no more further ado, without no more chit-chat, banter, you know what I'm saying? Let's jump right into these topics. And I had stuff ready, you know what I'm saying, for the last episode. For this episode, actually 356. You know what I mean? Being I record all week, I just scratched all the topics, you know what I'm saying? I was going to touch on the Alex Pretty situation with Ice had definitely murdered him. You know what I mean? Definitely, I don't feel it was nothing else but murder, you know what I'm saying, on that situation. You know what I mean? He came and was helping somebody out, you know what I mean? And they wrestled him down and popped him 5, 6, 7 times while he was laying on the ground, you know what I mean? So definitely brutal murder, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion of that situation, you know what I'm saying? But I scratched them topics, you know what I mean? We're going to touch on the topics that I let you know about, you know what I mean? So without no more chit-chat, banter, Let's jump right into these topics, you know what I mean? But first up, J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? J. Cole got an album. A lot of people were speculating whether it's going to be a double album or just a regular album, but now it is seemed to be confirmed that it's going to be a double album, being that he released a little teaser track that we got with titled Diss 2 Track 2. You know what I'm saying? And the song is a very dope song, you know what I mean? It's one of them backward style songs. It depicts him all the way from death and then goes all the way backwards to his birth. You know what I mean? It is definitely a dope conceptual song. You know what I mean? He also dropped Birthday Blizzard. You know what I'm saying? A little mixtape that you can order off the falloff.com for any amount you want to. You know what I mean? There ain't no set price on it. The minimum is $1. You know what I mean? So it's really no reason why nobody should have the album. You know what I'm saying? You can really literally pay what you want. You know what I mean? I'm gonna definitely order it as soon as I get the time to. It's definitely before the album dropped February 6th. You know what I mean? So the next little clips you're gonna see is just netizens speaking on the double album feature coming from J. Cole, and also the album that's going to be released this weekend. Check these clips out.
Cole just confirmed the Fall Off is a double album without actually saying the words. New footage of the exclusive vinyl pressing has hit the internet, and the packaging tells us everything we need to know. If you watch the unboxing clip, the layout clearly points to a massive project, which makes total sense considering his latest single is literally titled Disc 2 Track 2. Cole is taking this rollout to a different level of serious. He is selling this specific vinyl as a stealth edition for $50. The website claims it was manufactured under military-grade security across different facilities just to stop the artwork and music from leaking early. He is not letting anyone ruin this moment. We finally have the release date set for February 6 after years of waiting. The trailer talks about the natural cycle of rising and falling in show business, setting the stage for a heavy concept. With the extreme secrecy and the double disc confirmation, this is shaping up to be the massive send-off fans have been predicting for years.
Wait me,
Your
don't you?
man's J. Cole dropped the new
Sebastian's man.
Yeah, Sebastian's man.
Yeah.
Podcast MVP. J. Cole made his big return this past week, dropping the first single, officially announcing the Fall Off, which is scheduled to drop, I believe, February 6th.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, 2025. So
2626.
it's coming quick.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
But he dropped the first single,
No pun intended.
which he just called Diss 2 Track 2.
Yeah.
So before we talk about the song itself, let me ask y'all about that. J. Cole is insinuating the Fall Off is going to be a double disc. Do y'all feel confident in J. Cole's ability as an artist to complete and fulfill a double disc in terms of expectations?
I feel confident in J. Cole as a artist.
Has he shown you anything in the last few years? Let's just say from the sideline story up until now, has he shown you on these albums that he's put out up to this point that he is capable of delivering on a double disc album?
I'm not going to add that extra pressure or expectation to
Yeah.
it. So I think he could do it, though. But do I want him to do it? Not necessarily.
Not a double disc. A double disc.
I
You
don't
probably
think
just
we
want
need
all
it.
those songs together.
Yeah, I just want like one cohesive project.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
One idea that is like, yo, stamp.
Because who has done, aside from Jay Worthy, because I know you like the 2-disc
Once Upon a
concept, what has been, or who has been an artist that has done this concept successfully? Because
I'll give you. So the two obvious examples, of course, are Tupac and Biggie. But I'll say.
nigga, I'm talking about in the
I know.
digital age.
I'm about to give you one
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
The most recent example that I think is an artist that did it in today's landscape that delivered fully was Big Crit. Forever is a Mighty Long Time, which was
Okay.
a double disc album he put out, I believe, in 2019. And I think Big Crit as an artist and as a producer has the range and versatility to do a double disc and make it sound fresh for 20 songs or 24 songs, depending on how many are on each album. But like J. Cole, I think that's where J. Cole, I get a little skeptical of J. Cole's ability to fulfill a double disc album and make it high quality from both discs, because as a producer, I just don't think J. Cole has grown his sound a lot.
Ever.
I mean, you said it, not me. But like, I don't think there's like a lot. Like, even if you look at KOD in the off season, I don't think there's a lot of growth from the production.
No.
It's kind of been that
A lot
way.
of trumpets,
a lot of similar drum patterns.
a lot of hi-hats.
Actually, he didn't even produce the off season either,
Wow.
and that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Because all the beats sound like J. Cole.
Wait, me,
produced.
don't
His new album, The Fall Off, is coming out next Friday, February 6th, and we're getting a release on vinyl and on CD, so lock in. So this is the first pressing of the album. I actually have no idea what this means. I'm guessing it's not going to have every track that's really on the album on it. So like other first pressings that come out for albums, it tends to have like half or like 70% of the tracks on it. But I guess considering how long J. Cole's been working on this album, this could literally be the original version of the album. I got a copy of it because anything limited edition, I get every single one. I don't know how many are in stock, but it's going to sell out at some point. We also have the Fall Off CD, which is going to be the entire album. So J. Cole also revealed that this album is going to be a double album. Based off what he's saying here, it looks like the beef situation with Kendrick and Drake that J. Cole was involved in inspired him to make a second disc. So it really looks like we're getting 2 J. Cole albums next week. The CD, it looks like right now, is the only way to get the entire album in its full form. I ask you guys this: who do we think is going to be featured on this album? And do you think J. Cole is going to take back his apology?
You know what I mean? That was certain netizens speaking on what they feel, what people is feeling about this double album coming from J. Cole. I myself am hype about it. You know what I'm saying? I think this is going to be some dope. He said he was putting together some of his best work coming up on this album. Now, I haven't really heard that Birthday Blizzard. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really heard that yet. Like I said, I'm going to definitely put in and purchase that as well. You know what I'm saying? I'll let y'all know what I think about it. I'm going to be purchasing that before February 6th. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's dope that it's going to be a double album. I mean, we've been waiting long enough for it. You know what I'm saying? We all been waiting. All of us J. Cole fans, people that follow his music, definitely been waiting for the past 10, 12, 13 years. You know what I'm saying? We've been talking about this Fall Off project. You know what I mean? And finally, we finna get this album. And I think it's dope that it's a double album. You know what I'm saying? When you waiting that long, you don't want to wait that long for it. Then you get hit with 3, 4, 5, 6 songs. You know what I'm saying? A little quick little EP. You know what I'm saying? It's good that we getting a full album, double disc album at that. You know what I'm saying? 2 discs full of tracks. You know what I mean? I think that's dope. I mean, he said it's some of his best work. I mean, it should be with the amount of time, you know what I'm saying, that you was putting into this. We've been waiting 10 plus years for this album. You've been speaking on it, putting it in our ears, putting it in all your little promotions, you know what I'm saying? Every album you drop, you letting us know it's coming and all this and that. So I'm hype about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely hype. I'm going to be definitely giving it a full listen February 6th when it dropped. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to pre-order that show, you know what I mean? PlayStation got a new concept. They put a patent out on the new controller, you know what I'm saying? Apparently it's going to be all touch. It ain't gonna be no buttons on there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a fully touch screen. Fellow netizens is speaking on how they feel about it. Some people don't like it. Some people say it's cool. Some people say Sony is tripping. We don't know if it's gonna be for this console, for the PS5, or it's gonna be something coming out for the PS6. You know what I mean? We don't know. This is a little concept that you see in the corner of the screen now. That's a little concept that they got, a little artwork for the concept of this controller coming. You know what I mean? With the touch screen, everything touch buttons, all that. It's going to be no buttons on it, you feel me? So the next little clips you're going to see is certain little clips pertaining to this new concept about this new controller. Check these clips out.
Just patented a buttonless PlayStation controller, and it is wild. A newly surfaced Sony patent shows off a PlayStation controller concept that ditches physical buttons entirely in favor of a full touchscreen. The idea is to let players fully customize their layout, moving, resizing, or even removing buttons depending on the game they're playing. Sony says fixed button layouts don't work for everyone, especially with different hand sizes and play styles. The patent also mentions pressure and heat sensors so the controller can tell the difference between a real press and an accidental touch. It could even recognize different users and instantly switch to their preferred setup when the controller changes hands. As always with patents, there's no guarantee this ever becomes real hardware, but it does give a pretty interesting hint at what a future PlayStation controller could look like.
Imagine a controller with no button. Well, that could become a reality as Sony have filed a patent which ditches buttons for a capacitive touch surface to create virtual adaptive input. It's an intriguing idea, but given that a lot of people rely on the tactile feedback from buttons to know the correct level of inputs, so how that would work on a touch surface, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
What the f*** is Sony doing? They just filed a patent to make a PlayStation controller, get this, with no buttons. I don't know what the f they're cooking up over there, but in 2 weeks we've gotten a controller with no buttons, and they also patented the ability to have AI play the game for you. So if you ever get stuck on a level, yeah, there's just gonna be an AI that does everything for you. It just makes you wonder, are they planning on doing something with this shit? Or are they just like patenting everything so nobody else can take it? Because that sounds well, stupid.
Hate me, don't you?
PlayStation, Sony, what did we do to you? I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. It doesn't make sense to me. Now we're having a touchscreen controller? What? Y'all trying to get like simulated stick drift or something? What's going on here? And before y'all like come at me in the comments or say anything crazy, I know it's a patent. It probably most of like Sony's patents and a lot of these big tech companies' patents don't like come to light until they want to do something with it, which is scary because that means it could be a thing to have a touchscreen controller. That's terrifying. I like the feeling of buttons. Like you can't get rid of that feeling with me. Try playing a DS emulator. Try it. It's terrible. You can't play. I could never even play like certain games because I don't like the feel of it. Like I don't like the slide and what's name. It makes me feel like it's off a little bit. I will never give with this touchscreen controller ever. I don't care what nobody say. It's like we're going further away from what we love till we try to like keep up with the technology. Like, keep buttons, bro. It's the feel, it's the motion. I don't want to blame my controller for me messing up. That never happened. I'm never blaming my controller unless like a button gets stuck or something, which happens. But if y'all try to like get rid of that, I understand, but it doesn't make sense to me to get rid of the feeling touch of actually pressing the button. Like that's been around since the beginning of gaming. And you're trying to like patent that to what? So you can be the first ones with it. It makes no sense to me. I don't get why these companies think that that's something that we want. But so this is the thing this is a rumor that it's going to be for the PlayStation 6. I'm not going to say it is. You already know how bad it is. But yeah, I don't discuss this. PlayStation, Sony, please keep everything as it is.
Man, that was fellow netizens speaking on that new conceptual controller coming that's supposed to be all touch, you know what I mean? Now, I myself, I don't know how dope this would be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been gaming, pushing buttons on the controller for 20 plus years, you know what I mean? I can't imagine what it would be like playing and pushing, you know, a touch screen on the controller. It just seems a little weird, you know what I mean? As you heard some of them say in the clips, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's hard to imagine because I'm not a tablet player or I don't be playing games on my phone, you know what I'm saying? I have consoles, you know what I mean? So I never was a guy who played a bunch of portable games or tablet games or phone games, you know what I'm saying, where you navigate with your thumbs all on the touchscreen, you know what I'm saying? I'm not used to that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of tablet players and kids that be on tablets 24/7 all hours of the day might be used to something like that, you know what I'm saying? But me, myself, as far as I am a traditional old school gamer, you know what I'm saying? I am in my early 40s, you feel me? So I've been gaming for a long time, and I'm talking pushing buttons, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what this touchless controller is going to be like, you know what I mean? It'll be weird, you know, fighting games, you gotta push X and circle at the same time. Maybe you have to push X and square at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Usually you take your thumb and push them two buttons at the same time if you have to do that in a fighting game or whatever game it may be. So I don't know, it just seemed like something weird to me, all touch controller. I mean, definitely dope, you know what I'm saying? It's some dope tech, you know what I mean? That's into tech or into the touch screen era, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely something that look cool and all that, but is it going to be comfortable to play on? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments what y'all think on that. You feel me? Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar definitely swept the Grammys again, you know what I'm saying? With awards, he has definitely now have topped Jay-Z, topped Eminem. He's the most, the rapper with the most Grammys now, you know what I'm saying? I think Jay-Z had 25. I think he has now 27 total Grammys, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't no surprise that he sweeps these Grammys, you know what I mean? He surpassed all the other rappers in the Grammy category with 27. Jay-Z, who had 25. You will see in the clips. I'm going to show you that Cher at the Grammys must have been high as a kite because she misread the song. We all know Kendrick Lamar got a song called Luther, and also, you know what I mean? Rest in peace to Luther Vandross. He's been passed on for a long time, for some years now, you know what I mean? So the song is called Luther, and she mistook that and called the artist and said this Grammy goes to Luther Vandross when it was supposed to go to Kendrick Lamar for the song Luther, you feel me? And let's just peep this little clip out. This is Cher announcing the wrong name.
Grammy goes to They told me it was going to be on the prompter. Oh, the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross. Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
I mean, she just said the wrong name. You know what I'm saying? I guess the song name is Luther, so she was in her mind. It just clicked that the artist was going to be Luther Vandross, even though it probably clearly told her on the paper she had in front of her Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm gonna go with she was high as a kite. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, Lefty Gunplay went up there. You know what I'm saying? Lefty Gunplay went up there and shouted out Kendrick as well. You know what I mean? He's trying to push the brown and black unity in LA County. Check this clip out.
Kendrick Lamar for putting a Latino on, and so all the Latino kids in the hood watching, anything is possible. OTR, TDE, PG Lane.
Yo, excuse me. Pardon me, pardon this interruption, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, now is your time while I'm interrupting my episode, you feel me? For you to hit that subscribe button. If you ain't hit that shit yet, now is your time to hit that subscribe button right now, you feel me? Hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? That means you're gonna get notified every time I drop some of this fire content that I'm dropping for you Monday through Friday, you know what I mean? Please hit that bell and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment on what you want to say, on what you feel about these topics that I'll be covering. You know what I'm saying? Pardon the interruption though, you feel me? Let's go ahead and get back to the episode. Just wanted to remind you to hit that subscribe button in case you haven't done it yet. Now's your time. Did you do it yet? Because I just gave you time. I'm just fucking with you. Let's get back to the episode though. Lefty Gunplay shouting out Kendrick, putting him on that song. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's trying to push the black and brown unity in LA counties. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lefty Gunplay. You know what I'm saying? So the next little clips you go see is just more on Kendrick Lamar and his acceptance speech. You know what I mean? You're gonna see him on stage. He shouts out Clips, shouts out Malice, you know what I mean? Pusha T. And he talks about how hip hop is gonna be here. We're gonna be here dressed up in these suits, looking good, you know what I'm saying? But hip hop is definitely here to stay, you know what I mean? As he says in his acceptance speech. And also I got a clip from Trevor Noah, cracked a few little jokes as he brought Kendrick on the stage and introduced him. Check these clips out.
Welcome back to the most nominated artist of the year, Mr. Kendrick Lamar, everybody. That's right. 9 nominations this year. Congratulations. And that is all I'm gonna say. Congratulations. I actually thought about writing a few jokes, roasting you, but then I remembered what you can do to light-skinned dudes from other countries. Yeah, me and my delegation are still recovering from the pain. So
what he said, this is what music is about. Luther Vandross. This is special for me. I gotta take my time because it's one of my favorite artists of all time. And they granted us the privilege to do our version of it. When we got that clearance, I promise you, we damn near all dropped a tear because we know how much him and Cheryl Lynn poured into that record. And being able to put our vocals of it, it proves that we were somewhat worthy to be just as great as them individuals. And they granted us that, you know. They said no cursing though. Can't curse on it. That was the only thing, right? And we say, you know what? We're gonna do just that. No cursing, and we're gonna make sure that this song represents love. So I wanna appreciate and give thanks to SZA.
I just want to say thank you to Kendrick for lifting me up. I just am a small part of this record, but what I really wanted to say is please don't fall into despair. I know that right now is a scary time. I know the algorithms tell us that it's so scary and all is lost. There's been world wars, there's been plagues, and we have gone on. We can go on. We need each other. We need to trust each other and trust ourselves, trust your heart. We're not governed by the government, we're governed by God, and I thank you so much. So God bless you, that's all I wanted to say.
That's right. So with that being said, we're gonna continue to move like that. Luther forever, Cheryl Thank you so much if you're out there listening, watching. We appreciate you at the bottom of our hearts. Luther forever. Thank y'all.
Goes to Kendrick Lamar!
Yeah. What's up? It's hip hop as usual, man. I'm not good at talking about myself, but I express it through the music. It's an honor to be here, Tyler, the Clips. Every time I tell you this, hip hop is gonna always be right here. We're gonna be in these suits. We're gonna be looking good. We're gonna be having our folks with us. We're gonna be having the culture with us. So I appreciate y'all. God is the glory. Love y'all.
Kendrick Lamar made history. He has the most Grammy wins of all time from a rapper. He has 27 wins in total. Okay, he beat out Jay-Z. Jay-Z has 25. So he surpassed Jay-Z and he has 27. Wow. Oh my God. He is definitely in GOAT status. He's definitely up there. So now he's made it up to the ranks of Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Eminem for the most Grammy wins of any rapper. So he beat all of them. Wow. And he also won Record of the Year. So it's been a great night for him for the Grammys. And just for the last full year, from the Super Bowl through now, like, wow. Just, he has made a stamp in hip-hop history, in music history. Kendrick Lamar, you are one of the best of all times now. You are. No one can deny that. And these awards is just a testament of how great you are, how much of a lyricist you are, and what kind of music you're producing. So congratulations, and many more to come.
Share announcing the wrong name. Lefty Gunplay shouting out Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Also, you've seen the clips of Kendrick and his acceptance speeches and all that. You know what I mean? Trevor Noah cracked a little joke. Had to put the little Drake joke in there. You know what I'm saying? Definitely had to do that. It's definitely right. You know what I mean? That beef is going to be talked about and remembered for 20 plus years from now. You know what I'm saying? It was just something epic in our timeline. You feel me? That we have seen that we ain't never really witnessed before. You know what I'm saying? We have witnessed beefs for sure, you know what I mean? If you are 30 plus years old, we have seen a lot of rap beefs publicly, you know what I mean? But never have we seen on this scale and this fast, you feel me? I mean, Kendrick was dropping songs, the 24 hours, sometimes 6 hours, right after Drake dropped something. We ain't never seen that type of work ethic be put in ever in life by no artist. They have never dropped an immediate reply to a track the same day, you know what I'm saying? But this lets you know he probably had a bunch of these songs in the vault, but now some of these songs he was definitely speaking on current events. But now Kendrick is so smart, he could have recorded these songs a year or two ago, you know what I'm saying? 3, 4, 5 years ago, you know what I mean? He said he had about 10 of them in the vault, and the song on They Not Like Us, you know what I mean? But shout out to Kendrick though. It ain't no surprise that he's sweeping the Grammys, you know what I'm saying, with his music and everything he did from that beef, you know what I mean? Some will still say and give Drake his credit for elevating Kendrick, you know what I mean? But I don't think he elevated Kendrick at all. I think Kendrick was definitely on a trajectory to be at that top tier where he at now for sure without this beef, you know what I mean? This is somebody who we don't even see and we don't even hear rap, and that also builds the suspense and anxiety and wanting to hear more from him because we don't hear nothing from him, you know what I'm saying? So it also just builds up more anticipation for whatever music he got coming, because we all want to know what he gonna feel, what he gonna say about this, what he gonna say about that. We do the same thing with Eminem, you know what I'm saying? Marshawn Lynch, we did the same thing with him, you feel me? Because he wasn't speaking in front of cameras, you know what I'm saying? We all know his famous line, you know what I mean? I'm just here so I don't get fired, you know what I mean? Fined, you know what I'm saying? So now look at him, now look at Marshawn Lynch, you feel me? Capitalizing on just speaking alone, you feel me? Because he didn't do none of that when he was in the NFL, you know what I'm saying? Now he got all these side deals. If you follow him, you'll see him on YouTube, podcast, you know what I'm saying? Speaking a whole lot, you feel me? But that was just either brilliant marketing or perfect timing, you know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to Kendrick Lamar though, sweeping the Grammys. Ain't no surprise he swept the Grammys, you feel me? Who was doing better than Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? New information on this David character, you know what I mean? This David character who had the girl named Celeste Rivas that was found in the front, you feel me, of the Tesla, you know what I'm saying? That's the trunk that's in the front of the car, you know what I'm saying? On the Tesla, she was found cut up, you feel me? Now recently, his friend Neo, you know what I'm saying, the little Asian guy that was in the picture with him, you know what I'm saying, he was in a a picture, this picture that you see on the screen now, you know what I mean? It's laying up with him, touching each other, you know what I'm saying? And you can clearly see on his shirt, he says, that sounds gay, I'm in. You feel me? This is the shirt that he's wearing. So a lot of people assuming that David is either bisexual or intimate or somewhere on the homosexual pattern line, timeline, whatever the case may be, you feel me? On the homosexual spectrum, somewhere on the lines, David is messing with that, you feel me? Clearly by you can see in that pic, you feel me? So that's his homie Neo. He definitely has been arrested, you know what I'm saying? He's been arrested. They have came to his house out in Montana. I don't know how they found out where this dude lived, you know what I'm saying? But they definitely was on the line and found out he was in Montana, came to his doorstep and arrested him, you know what I'm saying? So and transferred him back to LA, matter of fact, you know what I mean? All the way from Montana. I believe that's where he was hiding out at a little house, you know what I'm saying? But he was summoned to court to come on the trial and didn't come. So this is a FTA arrest, you know what I mean? Failure to appear. In the next little clips you're going to see more on this. You're going to see a clip from TMZ spoke on it, and also Khadisha Lynn going to let you know more information on this topic. Check it
Popular
out.
streamer and close friend of singer David has just been arrested. Coincidence or something deeper? Here's what we know. On Friday, Neil Langston was booked into Lewis and Clark County Jail in Montana after a warrant was issued for failure to appear in Los Angeles as a witness. Unclear exactly what he failed to appear for, though Montana police confirmed they were assisting LAPD's Robbery and Homicide Division when they busted Neil. As we've reported, robbery and homicide is also leading the David investigation. A grand jury has been convened and has been in place since November 2025. Langston is currently being held without bond. This is the developing story.
Bestie, Neo the Asian, has been arrested. There's a brand new article coming out from TMZ that Neo the Asian has been arrested on failure to appear as a witness. TMZ is saying while David remains in the crosshairs of investigators probing Celeste Rivas' unaliving, one of his friends, a famous streamer, is also in trouble now. David's friend Neo was booked into a Montana jail Thursday on a warrant, according to online records. A rep from the jail where Neo is being housed told TMZ that there was an out-of-jurisdiction warrant from Los Angeles for failure to appear as a witness. He is currently being held without bond. It's interesting because we know there's been a grand jury convened since at least November in the Celeste Rivas unaliving case, and multiple witnesses have already testified. Sources have also told TMZ that David is likely to be charged with her unaliving. But it is important to note, even though this is pretty coincidental, TMZ is not sure right now if Neo being arrested was because he was called as a witness to the grand jury that's investigating what happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. But this connection obviously cannot be ignored. This is huge news. And I do 100% agree with TMZ with this. I do believe that it is most likely because he probably didn't appear as a witness to this grand jury. Because we all have to remember, based off little things being dropped, we can assume that the PI, Steve Fisher, testified to the grand jury for Celeste Rivas Hernandez. He also said that he knew the last person that parked David's Tesla before he left on tour. I mean, the man said he had video footage of it. And because the way the PI was detailing this person about being in photographs and also on a tour bus with David going to tour after parking this Tesla, we can most likely assume it was probably Neo.
I'm going to show you guys the eats before we embark on our tour adventure. We got the Bangin' Balls burgers, the Bangin' Balls tender, tour bus vibes, studio in the back because we making music called Tour. You know where it's at. You know what it is. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. See y'all in San Francisco. First show on the way. We're gonna get naked on stage.
If Neo was the last person that parked David's Tesla before they left on tour, it would make complete sense on why they would want to bring him in as a witness and ask him questions. But then the real question really starts centering around, well, why wouldn't he not appear if you know you've been subpoenaed to testify? And it's obviously common sense when you are subpoenaed to testify, you know if you are a no-show, you are risking going to jail. Everybody knows that. You also have to remember that LAPD has said that they believe that this was not one person that did this to Celeste. They think there were multiple people involved. I've been eyeing Neo for a while now, and I'm not gonna lie, now it's got me eyeballing him that much more. But y'all, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
You know what I'm saying? That was clips letting you know that his homie got arrested, you know what I mean, for failure to appear. But now that he arrested, they definitely gonna start bringing in them questions. You know what I'm saying? He is definitely gonna be questioned. He definitely gonna be asked a lot of questions as to pertaining to the death of Celeste and a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? He definitely is finna be on that type of time. He's finna be questioned by the judge, the jury, all of that. And they finna start gathering up a lot of his little friends in order to question them and see what really happened. You know what I mean? So this could be a good thing. We could finally find out what happened to Celeste. You know what I mean? We could finally see and finally find out once they bring and arrest all his little homies and all these little friends that's keeping it on the under and not saying nothing and doing all this hush hush, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully we'll get to the bottom of who really bodied up Celeste Rivas, you know what I mean? Especially with him wrapping up his friends and them coming after all the homies, you know what I mean? Because it's been an ongoing case for a long time, you know what I mean? So hopefully we can get to the bottom of it and find out what really happened, you know what I mean? Because it's been months that's been going on and on and on, and we don't know what's been happening, you know what I mean? But hopefully they can get to the bottom of that, you know what I'm saying, after arresting his homie Neo, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's all the topics I had for you today, you know what I mean? Episode 356, you know what I'm saying? This might have seemed a little clip heavy, a little information heavy, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't been doing this in a week, you feel me? So it's been a lot of info that's been coming down the turnpike, you know what I mean? And I ain't been able to speak on, I ain't been able to talk on, because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, depression is a real thing, you feel me? And it's just been a lot happening, a lot of deaths in the family, back-to-back deaths to deal with, and my life is just go, you know what I mean? I ain't really had time to process it, you know what I'm saying? So I took the week to just kind of process things, you know what I'm saying? And ask myself, well, goddamn, what the just happened, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I did in the past 7 days, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's happened? You know what I mean? So yeah, I was processing that. But yeah, I'm back though, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode, you know what I'm saying? This has been episode 356, you feel me? Now this is the part where we do a little recap, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you might have pulled up, say you might have drank up, say you might have rolled up and you got too high, or you got a little too drunk, or say you had something happen and you heard commotion going on with your kids fighting over who turn it was on the game, or something was going on, you had to step away from the TV, you know what I'm saying? And you missed the topics. In case you did, that's everything that we just talked about, you know what I mean? So I just let you know that J. Cole got an album coming, and it might be more than likely gonna be a double album, you know what I'm saying, for the fall off coming February 6th, you know what I mean? Also let you know what some netizens think about it, you know what I mean? Also PlayStation put a patent for a new controller that's gonna be all touch, no buttons, you feel me? And also Kendrick Lamar has swept the Grammys again, you know what I'm saying, in all rap categories. Now he surpassed Jay-Z and Eminem with the rapper with the most Grammys, you know what I mean? Also let you know that David, his friend Neo, was arrested tied to that case with Celeste Rivas, you know what I mean? That's everything that we went over in episode 356, you know what I mean? Thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all y'all for watching, you know what I mean? 'Cause you could have been doing anything you wanted to do, no matter who you was, you know what I'm saying? But instead you right here tuned in to Kons Podcast, you know what I mean? You could have been doing anything you wanted to do, no matter who you was, whether you was a little brother, a little sister, whether you was a niece, a nephew, an auntie, uncle, whether you was a grandma, a grandfather. You could have been cousin Poogie, cousin Man, cousin Pete, cousin Nunu, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all got pets that's sitting there and your pet is right there with you watching Kons Podcast, you know what I'm saying? Whether your pet, you have a pet cat, a pet dog, a pet hyena, you have a pet hedgehog, a pet pig, a pet lion, a pet zebra, you know what I'm saying? You have a pet goldfish, you know what I mean? Put it on the table in the fish tank in front of the podcast, you know what I'm saying? You could have a pet giraffe sticking its head through the window, you know what I'm saying? Peeping at Kons Podcast. Whoever your pet is, you feel me? I give them that good salute, like you see the homie scrolling up that screen, you know what I mean? Thank all y'all for tuning in. Thank all y'all for watching, you know what I'm saying? Kons Podcast. I will definitely see y'all on the next episode.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? You hate me, don't you? you?
Kons motherfucking podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Constant motherfucking content.
You hate me, don't you? 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 You hate me, don't you?
So hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that?